Stan Edgar, the man, like one of the coldest, sharpest operators in the entire series. His power isn't flashy like Homelander's laser, but it's systematic, it's structural, and it's grounded in corporate ruthlessness. And so let's take a look at it, because he really represents pure capitalism without any moral dressing. He doesn't bother with illusions of heroism or altruism like Homelander or Starlight. So to him, everything is truly this transaction. Supes are just product, contracts are leverage, and humans are just whatever. They're just data points, right? And his psychological core, he's this high-functioning pragmatist with this mix of emotional detachment. So he never overplays his hand because he's not ruled by his ego, only his results. But this character has a level of detachment and cynicism that I think is kind of even beyond. Like, usually when we do a profile like this, we hope to gain a little bit more knowledge about who the character was, like understanding the why, the mechanisms. So we kind of understand why Homelander is what he is, right? He was an experiment. He lacked that human bonding. Like, we understand why Butcher is the way that he is. But with some of these characters, they're so void themselves that he has all the power and talent and charm of someone, but he doesn't even have a reason for what he's doing himself. Like, he will literally do anything for his corporate goals. So he becomes this symbol of capitalism, right? At all costs. But it doesn't make any. It's harder to really quantify this guy, because why does it matter? Like, okay, obviously it's this corporate power at a level that what is it that you're getting out of happiness? And that's kind of what he is. So like, we can see him play these various roles. Like, he plays these roles with people. Even this father figure. He did it with Homelander. He was really the only one who could look Homelander directly in the eye without flinching, because he was able to reduce this guy, like literally a walking god, into an insecure employee. And this is because of his fascinating ability to understand people. So he can read people. He understands, Homelander's weakness is not like kryptonite. It's his mental weakness, which is where he's, able to really, really excel. So he's far ahead of someone like Homelander in terms of that. So, but this guy, like, you're not Amanda Waller. This is how I'm gonna preface this. Like, he has all the intelligence. He is the narcissist. But, with Amanda Waller, we see that she builds in guardrails of control. She doesn't leave it up to chance. She manipulates, but she doesn't walk away from, real hardcore implementation of things to make sure you have to do what she says. So someone like Amanda Waller would never have allowed compound B to be a permanent, right, change in developing these babies. That makes no sense. They see now they have this temp V. That should have been the programming all around. And if Stan Edgar was in charge of the company while they were making permanent V and just handed out powers to these guys that they then could control, that is a major, major red flag. And just your thinking if you were in the control of the company like that. So that's where I really like. So his desire for control. Like, first of all, your control over these Supes is so conditional. We saw it with Madeline Stillwell, and I just talked about her, and I'll drop the link to her profile in this as well. Where ultimately, what got you wrong is you thought you had this mental control over Homelander that he could not break. But this is a guy who can laser beam your eyes out, like in a second, just a flash. And Stan Edgar still feels like he can't break that hold, but you don't have all of them like that. You got too many just moving parts and things that you cannot control. He loves to embody this, emotional tyranny is where his strong suit is. But without any powers, you're still kind of a weakling in this scenario. Like, I know we give him a lot of props, and he's really at the height of like this Machiavellian like traits, right? But he fears losing control. He doesn't fear death. He doesn't want to be remembered. He doesn't care about anything other than the corporation has really replaced his own personal goals. There's nothing outside of the corporation that he actually cares about, not even being remembered within the corporation. So it is an erasure of identity. So I think what we're seeing is really the shadow or surface of a person, and I don't know if there's an actual person in there. He has no agency for himself, not in the way that we see someone like a Lex Luthor have agency for themselves. If they're ultimately doing things that satisfy their own needs, this guy doesn't seem to have any such thing. Nothing that he cares about, nothing that he loves, nothing that he's angry about, nothing that offends him, nothing that makes him happy. So it just in the way that I look at him, he is the most devoid character that we've seen in any of the series, and I think it's notable to stand out as to why. So at any rate, give me your thoughts on this particular character here in the comment section. If you got some other characters Want me to go through, as always, let me know in the comments and hit that like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos.